and mortgage doesn't always speak realtor. So it's important that the lender's reaching out and communicating and saying, hey, here's how this is structured. Here's how this makes sense and why it's a safe bet. So those are just some things we're seeing out there and how you can kind of navigate. I think it's showing, like Ryan's saying, seller, it's leaning into that seller still. Ryan, you might be muted.
All right, so normally we're able to pretty flawlessly get right over to Facebook, but for some reason Victoria messaged me and said, hey, I don't think we're on Facebook. And so when I went on to look at it, it says your post goes against community standards on nudity and sexual activity. I think it's picking up the fact that I have a lack of hair on my head, and maybe it just thinks it's somebody naked at the same time. So yeah, anyway, so I'm trying to push it live because a lot of times we get just as many, if not more, views on our account. Warning, only you can see this. All right, so anyways, I just tried sharing it a second time. It looks as though it is up, but yeah, well, whatever. I'll work on this restriction history thing later. So this is again, sorry if my head looks like this body part, but according to Facebook, that's what we were showing on there, and it's not true, obviously. So anyways, we're back, and so Everett, we'll have to pick up where we left on some of that stuff there. Did you pose a question at the end of that? I think the whole idea of nudity on my Facebook feed here.
No, I could see how that would be distracting.
Yeah.
No, I was just saying from what we're seeing out there in the activity, open houses, we're at a lot of traction. There's a lot of movement out there. And despite the fluctuation in rates, we're still seeing applications they're coming in. So there's a lot of interest. There is more creative aspects for financing going on right now. We are seeing a utilization of more overtime, commissions, bonuses, things like that. So it's just important that all parties involved understand how a loan is being presented, because sometimes a listing agent could look at a DU and maybe something on it just doesn't quite make sense. So it's really important that if you're working with buyers, that your lending partner is reaching out, communicating, hey, here's how we structured this. Here's how it's safe. Yes, we've accommodated for this contingency already. We've got things in place. And then I was just saying, on the listing agent side, since we are seeing more creative financing and we're seeing a little bit more putting the puzzle together, right, in order to get the affordability there, it's going to be important that the listing agents actually bulletproof their transactions by doing things like having their lending partner doing the cross qual. You want to make sure that, like I said, everyone's understanding how the financing is structured. So
right. All right, so hey, let me point back to this other one here, and then we're going to get over to the City of Upland here. We mentioned the national numbers. You can see where Rancho and, for example, Upland, this is the organization that does the reporting for one of the biggest tools that I use. It's called Altos Research. If you want to check them out, every single Monday they do update this report. Keep in mind that this is a national number. Now, here it shows inventory rose 2%, again, national number. In Rancho and Upland, we've I think we were 70 last week, we went to 72. Upland was something very similar to that number. Now, as we look at the total number of listings, we'll see that demand is still remaining high, and the buyers are very active, but we're definitely still down on the total number of available units year over year. So if you look here, you see it says 99,000 units nationally, 85,000. So we're still short in regards to that number. I think that's one of the things we're starting to see. I think one of the concerns we have is if interest rates, or when interest rates drop, if they drop too quick, obviously it could really put pressure upward on pricing. So we're trying to make sure, well, where is that equilibrium and when is it a good time to buy? And for each person, they have to make their own decision. As we looked at price reductions in Rancho, we said it was 15% of properties taking a price reduction, and in Upland it was like what, 20 or 22. So you can see it's still quite a few points below what the national average is on that. I think it's because the demand is so high. I think when Everett was speaking in regards to the activity at open houses, it kind of lends credence to that. Here you can kind of see what's been going on in regards to values. You can see every year we seem to follow a specific trend. This year is no different from that, other than, for example, the total amount of inventory that's available is different. We're also seeing that because people that don't have to move don't seem to be, but there's a strong belief that once interest rates start to retract, that the people that want to move will be able to afford it, and you'll start to see inventory start to break free. So we'll see what happens here. last chart that was on here before we switched over is this one right here. Again, there's a full 11 minutes that you can spend watching this entire video. Altus Research puts it on, but we do have an important guest speaker with a tremendous amount of information being shared as to what's going on within the city of Upland. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the PowerPoint presentation and share this. Escape. Giovanni, Mel, as I'm working on getting this over, would you guys like to take it away and start off as I try to figure out how to go back?
Great information, and as Gio mentioned, there's lots of great projects in the downtown and revitalization, new projects and new restaurants coming in, so we're excited with that. As part of this presentation, we would like to talk also about some parklets that are going on in the downtown as well, and a park plaza that's going to be built also in the downtown off of 2nd Avenue. At the bike trailway, serve almost like a trailhead. And so that's what we would like to do. Gio would also talk about some of the projects in our downtown. So this, for example, this is a downtown parklet project. This is mid crossings in the downtown. If you want to go back to that slide.
Yeah, I was struggling back and forth with the I don't know if you want to start from the beginning there to move it forward. I was struggling to get it back, and I think it landed on the wrong slide to start. So we can always come back to that one.
Yeah, if you want to go to that slide with the back one. So forward one. So the downtown parklet project is obviously in the core of the downtown at 2nd and 9th Street. And it'll take place in the mid crossings. So basically create the new open space and enhance the public realm in the downtown. So once complete, residents and customers can enjoy the area, relax, and perhaps have a bite to eat in these open spaces. Now on the next slide, you can see where these clusters will be. So in the existing condition, you have landscaping, you have some trees, lighting, and handicap parking spaces. Well, those will be then revamped with newer landscaping, some benches, additional lighting, trash receptacle, and create an experience. If you want to go to the next slide. So this is an example of what each of those parklets will look like. Of course, they will comply with ADA access and parking. And there will be, again, new landscaping. There will be some garden walls to allow for sitting. There'll be some benches. And then there'll be some ballers to also prevent vehicles from this area and protecting the customers. And then you can see some decorative concrete work there. So it's kind of creating an experience within these parklets. And on the next slide, you can see some of the details of the concrete work and the benches, the trash bins, and some of the work that will be done to kind of create that experience. On the next slide, you can see also a project that is coming soon. It's basically at 2nd Avenue and the Pacific Electric Bike Trail. This will create a new downtown park plaza with enhanced landscaping, walkways. If you want to go to the next slide, you can see what the layout will look like. And so this will be great to have some small concerts, a little concert stage. Obviously, pedestrians and bicyclists can go through the area. So serve as a trailhead for downtown. Hopefully encourage bicyclists, pedestrians to stop here and perhaps grab a coffee or something to eat, and
right.
Provides a new experience in the downtown. So we're very excited about this project. As you can see, it's got some trellises and some seating. There'll be some new signage, adequate lighting, and landscaping and nice pathways to create that experience, and bike racks for the bicyclists. So that project is coming soon. So we're excited about that project. And then the next will be obviously projects that Gio has been working on for new restaurants and businesses in the downtown.
That is one of the ones I'm all excited about. And so there is a lot of stuff happening within the downtown area. Obviously, that's those projects we previously mentioned will supplement what's going on with the new businesses and so forth coming in. So Gio, what is happening in downtown Upland? What are these restaurants and exciting opportunities to draw more people downtown?
Right on. So the city has actually, let me just give a little prefix on the programs. We run 2 programs, economic development programs in the downtown. Assist new restaurants and quality retail to establish in the downtown. They will repurpose like an existing office building and turn it into a restaurant. The city then will come in and help them with financing of up to $75,000 for a full service restaurant, which is a forgivable loan if they've hired and maintained low to moderate income hires for a period of about 1 year. And so after the 1 year period, the restaurant will get the loan forgiven. So it actually becomes a grant, and they can use that money for business equipment, working capital, or tenant improvements. In addition to that program, we also have a facade program that we're running in the downtown to kind of clean up the look of it. And that one actually provides up to $40,000 in facade improvements. And like you see in the picture here, we've done a complete revamp of that storefront and turned it into from a antique shop to this restaurant, and included the lighting, the signage, the painting, everything you've seen on the outside. The city took care of it. So we work with the businesses so they can apply for both programs. And if they qualify, we'll assist them and work with them to get their project going. That said, we have about 10 in the queue right now, 10 restaurants that are coming to the downtown, which is huge for the downtown. And we're really excited to get them all open. Hopefully within 1 year's time, we have them all open. And then this will just piggyback off of the infrastructure improvements to improve the downtown, as well as some housing products that are coming in that we'll talk at the tail end of this presentation. So this first one is Captain's Grill, and they're going to be a sit-down seafood restaurant with a little bit of a Mexican twist to it, but for the most part, seafood. They came in, they've applied, they bought the building, they purchased it. The owner has 3 other restaurants that he owns in other cities. And so this is just an additional restaurant that he's going to have in his portfolio. Next one. This one is Studio 429. This is going to be another gastropub kind of experience. The owner of this one owns 3 other restaurants as well in other cities, and they're now putting this one in here. It'll be kind of like a high-end kind of cocktail gastropub as well, but just more on the high-end kind of stuff. Their clientele wants to be a little more sophisticated, and he's applying for both of our programs too. So that's what the building looks like. We started with it. The
Right.
top rendering is kind of what it'll look like when it's all said and done.
That's cool. And that one, if I recognize the building enough, it's on what, 9th Street, just east of 2nd Avenue?
Yeah, just right by the Grove Theater.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so next one.
Yeah, next one, please. Pro 5 Brewing Company is a cool brewing company, brewery that's coming into the downtown. It has some outdoor space. They're looking to open probably by Memorial Weekend. We've helped them with some of their business equipment on the inside, and then additionally with some of the exterior improvements as well. So that'll be a good addition because we have now 2 full-scale breweries in the downtown, and we're still looking at bringing in more of these types of businesses because that's really kind of what the direction the council has given us. They're also applying for both of our programs, so we've been assisting them get through the process, and we're really excited to get them open, hopefully by Memorial Weekend.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, I drove by there the other day, and it looked pretty awesome, pretty fun and exciting.
Yeah, we went to one of their they had like a little tasting with the merchants with the chamber, and they actually have really good beer. So
Right.
definitely check them out when they open. The next slide. This one's just a local baker. They are an existing business. They only were assisted under the facade program. So we kind of did this revamp of the facade for them from what it was to what it is to help them improve their business as well as to clean it up. Because you can see like the old awning there was all tattered and the sign didn't work and so forth. It just looked dated. So we just give it a nice refresh. on the front of it, and their business has picked up, the activities there, so that's good. It's a good win for the downtown. Next slide. Cookies and Pine is a new business that's come into the downtown. They sell cookies and ice cream, Crafts cookies and homemade ice cream. They went into the formerly Simply Sweet Apple Company building. We had some minor refinements to the outside of it, but for the most part, they were assisted under our business attraction program. Now, this one, because it's not a full restaurant, they don't get the $75,000. They can only get $25,000. Because in exchange for every $25,000 the city provides them in a loan, they have to provide one full-time equivalent job. So we don't want to overburden a small business like this with, this big labor cost. So they're not able to get the full amount. Where a restaurant will have all the employees, because they'll have kitchen help, servers, and so forth. So they can easily meet those requirements. We want to make sure that we set them up for success, and
Right.
That's why we kind of tailor the program to what the business is.
That's
All right,
pretty
next slide. Juan Pollo, they are coming soon, as the sign says. Genoveva's was one we had assisted in previously, about 5 years ago. The owner passed away, and then they just kind of went through some different, changes to the family, and now they've sold it, and Juan Pollo's bought it, and they're transferring their location from Foothill to here to the downtown. They leased up there, they bought this one. So they're now just in the process of getting it ready to go. And again, we'll be assisting them under a business attraction program to help them with the business equipment and so forth. So next slide. Bartuso Social Club. This is another business that's coming to the downtown. Again, he also purchased the building and applied for both programs. So we're in the process of doing their facade improvements. Those doors that are there are actually the front door's gonna stay, but the windows will be changed out, and that's gonna have like those windows that pop open so you can see inside. On the southernmost part where the little awning's at, that's gonna become a speakeasy. And so we'll have our first speakeasy in the downtown as well. and this prohibition style kind of speakeasy that he's going for, that's the vibe. And he has a huge patio in the back. He's gonna have events back there. He has craft pizzas that he makes, as well as some some beers that he's gonna have on tap as well from local breweries. So we're really excited getting him going and just getting this new vibe in the downtown of being a food destination. Next slide. Jim Bones Barbecue is a barbecue place that's coming in next to Polly's, right across the street from Rad Coffee, because everybody knows where Rad Coffee's at. So, They'll be our first barbecue place in the downtown as well, and we're currently working with them under both programs. So the whole facade is going to get redone. You can barely see it there, but there's some windows on the second story that are going to be restored. And so part of the facade program is we're trying to also bring back historical elements in the building, just to kind of give the downtown authenticity. And so that's what we'll be doing with this one, as well as creating outdoor dining space. A lot of the businesses that we're doing with the restaurants, you'll see that we have created outdoor patios, and that's twofold. One is because an active storefront encourages people to go in and see what's going on in the business. They see people there and they can see all the way through. But also, in the wake of COVID, and everything was outside. So in the event that in the future something like that happens, that these businesses have some resiliency to be able to provide their services and then survive whatever may come. Next slide. This is the A Street Gastropub. This is another restaurant coming into the downtown. They purchased the building as well. They are going to have a big patio in the back, and we're currently working with them on some facade improvements for the outside, but it's going to include, again, that open storefront concept, as well as having outdoor patios and new signage and so forth. So that one will get a complete remodel, and it's going through both of our programs. Next slide. This is the old Mitchell's building. This one is a really, really cool project. The owner bought the building. It was the old Mitchell's building, a little plumbing building. It was about a quarter of the size of what you see there. He extended the building out to the back, which also gave us the wall, so we can put a mural there and a backdrop for the stage when we do the downtown plaza, because it's just going to be just south of that where those boulders are at. That's all going to be the plaza area. Then he decided to build a second story to this unit, and now it has these windows that go up and down, the roofs retract, so they let air in, that sort of stuff. It's about 8,000 square feet, I believe. And he's currently looking for a tenant. He wants something a little more on the high end side because of the size of the building. But he's also listed the building for sale in case there's somebody wants to buy it. And I believe it was like 2.6 million, right, is what he's asking for it. So that's where we're at. So we're kind of working with him right now, but we're seeing if we can help him find a tenant. We've reached out to a lot of restaurants locally. And so there's some interest in the building. I don't know where the negotiations are relative to him, but he'll keep us posted as soon as he finds somebody that, you know, checks all his boxes. Next slide. And this is the Firefly Cottage. This is right across the street from the city, like the fire department. This is going to be all new built. There's a vacant lot that the city owned. We sold it to the developer, and he's in the process of submitting his plans to build this restaurant. It's going to be more like a breakfast, lunch kind of restaurant with maybe some pop-ups for dinner every now and again. But that one's coming. That one's probably a little bit further down further down in the horizon. But we think that it'll be built shortly. Next slide. Okay, so then now we're going to transition over to some of the housing projects that are going in the downtown as well. So in addition to the infrastructure improvements that we're doing, we've tackled the economic development side with the businesses. But in order for these businesses to be successful, we understand that they need people and we need density in the downtown for people to come to the downtown, live in the downtown, shop, eat, play, and do everything else. So I'm gonna turn it back over to Mel here because Mel's a little more familiar with the housing elements.
As you can see, there's these 3 residential projects in the downtown. One is at the northwest corner of First Avenue and A Street. And then we have another one at on A Street and Fifth Street. And then also south of the Metrolink station. On the next slide, you could see the First and A. This is a venture with City Ventures. It'll be 29 3-story townhome units. So we're looking forward to this project. Hopefully by the end of this year, we'll be able to close escrow on the project and hopefully build by next year. On the next slide, you'll see the Upland Packing House project approved 111 apartment units on this the old ATI Packing House property just north of the Metrolink station, and the construction plans are under review. We'll be excited about this project as this presents a great opportunity, and hopefully this will be the first phase. The second phase will be hopefully updating the actual packing house itself. On the next slide, you'll see the Stoll Street property project. That's going to be a senior housing and affordable housing. There'll be a total over 160 units, 80 units on each project on both sides of 2nd Avenue. And so this was a property that was owned by the county. So we'll be looking forward to this project. So this will be additional customers that will be for the downtown businesses. So we're excited to see these projects come through. That's it for us.
This last one. Yeah, so that's pretty much everything that's going on in the downtown. And we're really excited about all these projects, the infrastructure to kind of clean up the downtown, all the new businesses that are coming in addition to all the ones that we just listed. We also have a handful of other ones that are still trying to locate and come into the downtown as well. So there's a lot of stuff going on in the downtown, and we're happy to help our businesses and get these housing projects ready to go so we get people to live in the downtown as well.
No, it's absolutely huge. Now, in regards to a couple of questions I'm going to have, and I think the majority of this is probably going to have to be emailed back out to the database because it looks like we're continuing to have challenges with Facebook on the broadcast. I don't know, again, which part is that Blanco right there?
The Facebook police are here.
Yes.
Well, hello, sir. How are you? Long time no see, brother.
How's it going?
I'm going well, brother. Thank you for doing what you do, man. It's been a little bit since I've seen you,
Appreciate it. It's nice seeing you here.
So, no, some of the projects that are going on downtown as well, making sure throughout the city, are there any of the affordable housing funds that are available in regards to it? If there's any of the real estate professionals that want to be able to reach out and see what projects or programs, Gio, might there be available, if any, at this time?
So right now, through our first-time home buyer program right now is kind of like stalled. because we don't have the waiver from the state, because they go based on county, and county is based on county is based on the county median area price value. So because of that, we exceed it, so we're not able to use our monies for that. We've asked for a waiver, and we're kind of in the process of getting that. So hopefully within the next 6 months to a year, we should have it, and then we can reactivate our programs.
Is there anything that we as an organization or a group or as a real estate community can do to help and support your efforts to getting that accomplished?
Right now, it's pretty much up with the state, and they just said it's a matter of time for them to get it processed through the feds. So we're just sitting and waiting for right now, but yeah, we can, if there's anything we need, we'll definitely reach out to you guys. But guys, we're gonna apologize. We have to cut it short because we have another meeting here ready to go. And so we gotta leave the room now, but it's a great time, guys, and we will definitely do it again.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
All right.
Let's see you.
Ryan, in regards to the projects where they've got for the AMI, I think that something that can be done is making sure that professionals are actually aware of what's going on with AMI-based projects.
Everett, hang on one sec. Gentlemen, I know you got to start your meeting. If you need to jump off, feel free to log off so you guys can start your other meeting on it. So you're good to go.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Take care.
I just didn't want to hold him, and that was the chief.
No, absolutely.
That was the chief of police in the background. Actually, they're still there. So anyways, obviously important things happening. There's different ways that we can plug in and get involved in our communities. And I didn't mean to cut you short, but it seemed like they were just holding on because we might have had a question for them on it. So go ahead with what your thought process.
No, I was just saying that since they've got projects that are based on AMI for median income, it can be important that as those projects are getting close, that the people who are considering, that they're aware of what AMI-based products are available, loan options are available. So because there's a few that could play to assistance in getting housing there. So
no, absolutely. Hey guys, I know we're a little bit long. I'm going to share a couple other screens. If you got to jump off, please feel free. For someone that may have wanted to see this on Facebook, obviously that didn't happen. We'll be sharing the recording after the fact. All right, a couple updates. Friday mornings, West End Real Estate Professionals over at Central Park. This is the speaker, Ruth Escorcia Rodriguez is our speaker this week. Also this week, we do have scheduled our fundraiser gathering extraordinaire. It's called Revenge of the Fifth, also known as Stormtroopers and Tacos. A little interesting because I think the only day this week that there's supposed to be weather really is Thursday. And that's the day of our event. So we're a little bit nervous in regards to that, but we are watching the weather forecast. So please stay tuned for updates on this event, and we will get you rocking and rolling. I also want to throw it out there that if you are by chance interested, we do have a phenomenal speaker coming up on the 18th at our Meetings with Masters event. That is this one right here with real estate attorney Jennifer Felton. What's going on within our industry. If you know Jennifer, she is absolutely phenomenal at what she does. She is funny as well. If you're watching this on your computer, feel free to scan that code or message us and we will send you the login or the registration form, I should say, to get here. It's also in the link in our bio on Instagram that you can find it. Class time is 9:30 to about 11 a.m. It's very interactive. We want to encourage you to come in and be a part. So I think with that being said, I think we kind of touched on quite a bit, Mr. Everett.
Yeah, we covered a lot of different things. It sounds like there's a lot going down in Upland, so that's cool.
Yeah, and the crazy part is, for the most part, all they really touched on what was going on in downtown.
Yeah.
Go on their website, there's a lot of other things happening throughout the city and some pretty cool projects and businesses that are coming in all throughout the entire city. Again, there are links, there are renderings on the City of Upland's website. And if you'd like, we can always share that as well, or just go to City of Upland, look for projects, and it will show you. Guys, it is after 10 o'clock, and I do my best to keep these things on time for you. So thank you so much for your time. Everett, if somebody wanted to get a hold of you, how do they do that?
Feel free to reach out to me anyway, guys. 909-633-5577. Other than that, Everett Lens Home on Instagram, and it'll pop up pretty easy. So.
Cool. Very good. Thank you guys for your time this morning, and we will see you again real soon.
Take care.